Hey friends, welcome back to another video. My name's Emma Lefebvre, and today we are kicking off the first of 3 holiday card tutorials this week with 3 simple designs that anyone can do. So let's jump in and get started. Okay friends, it's that time of year. We're going to be painting a new set of holiday cards. Today I'm going to be painting on these Etcher Lab Premium Watercolor gift cards. They're super nice. They are 300 GSM cold press paper, 100% cotton watercolor cards. They are perfect for painting on. I have painted on other watercolor cards in the past, and the watercolor paper was never up to par, and I would always end up just painting on my favorite watercolor paper and then cutting it out and gluing it onto cardstock. But these are absolutely perfect for this. So that's what I'm going to be using today. I have my water, paper towel, I have my Shinhan watercolor paints in my palette. And then I'm also going to need a pencil, eraser, and a ruler, my beat up dollar store ruler. And then also I'm probably going to be using a little bit of masking tape or painter's tape. Okay. So before we get into that, we're going to be doing 3 simple designs. I want to keep this easy. And this will be really great practice for doing lots of different, kind of foliage. So if you want to, grab a smaller brush and just a scrap piece of paper, and you're just going to practice to start different types of foliage. So I'm going to grab my dark green here. Okay, so you can practice just simple stems with little leaves coming off of them. Okay, like that. You can practice maybe some pine, or they have the long needles. Like so. You can mix it with a little bit of blue, why not? You could do the shorter needles. And remember, don't just have them coming out just to the side. You know, have them coming down the center as well, like that. You can practice your berries. So if you want to have them all saturated, you can, nice and dark red. Just little berries like this. Or you can rinse off your brush, just to use a bit of water, slightly touch those berries so you get a different value of red, so they're not all super bright. That always looks really nice. Then you can grab a little bit of brown, do some stems like so. You can do some longer leaves if you want, or like, you know, thinner. Just light pressure, heavy pressure, light pressure, like this. And just have them going different ways. Okay, but practice a bunch of different types of simple foliage, because what we're going to do is we are going to use these elements in different shapes. This is going to be super easy holiday cards. So for the first one I'm going to do is I'm going to tape off the shape of a tree. So if you want to grab your ruler, kind of find the middle here, just so we know exactly where the middle of the paper is. This is about 4. Okay, and then I'm going to bring it down here, and I'm going to go about a little bit further down. Let's make it nice and big. About 1/2 inch, and then 1/2 inch. Okay, and I'm just going to, you can tape it off, or you can just draw your lines. I'm going to tape it off, I think, because it's also nice and easy. If you go over the tape, it can give a cool look to it as well, like that. And like that. So you should have your tree shape. All right. Now, with the tree, I find it easier, if you look at how I was doing this, to do our leaves this way. But I want the leaves on this pointing down. So my little trick for this is I will actually flip this upside down and do the foliage pointing downwards. It just looks a little bit more tree-like. So I'm just going to start with my darker green. I'm using this color called Shadow Green, and this is my size 4 round. And I'm going to start right at the top, and I'm just going to do little stems of leaves. Okay, and you can kind of just do them throughout the tree shape. Okay, and just stagger them. Try not to make it symmetrical necessarily. You just want to evenly spread them out, but you don't want it symmetrical where there's like the same on both sides exactly. You want them kind of twisting both ways. So see how I have some stems going this way, some going that way, just so it flows nicely. You can just do like a little peak of a leaf there. And then one last one, just having them evenly spaced out is key, like that, okay? Then I'm gonna move on to my, maybe the pine needles with some olive green. Actually, you know what? No, I'm gonna do my berries because I wanna put a few berries in there. They don't have to be too big, but you can do just a couple. If you wanted to get a toothpick, not a toothpick, like a Q-tip, and just do like little dots with the end of a Q-tip to get perfect circles, you could do that too. Do it however you like. I'm gonna wash off my brush and I'm gonna do just some lighter ones, just slightly touching. Like that. Okay. Maybe a little poke of red there. Okay, and then I'm gonna do just a couple pine needles. I might even get a smaller brush just to make sure it is super tiny. There we go. Really tiny brush to get really nice fine pine needles. And again, just kind of doing the same thing, just curving those stems. Flicking my wrist a bit to get these really fine lines, really light pressure. Like that. And then finally, if you want to, you can do just some other leaves just to kind of fill up some of the spaces. It's totally up to you though. And there you go. There is your simple tree design. So you can just remove your tape and then you can write your message at the bottom and we can add a gold border after. I'm going to do the other ones first and then we'll add gold to all of them. But like, look how simple and cute that is. You could do a little, what's it called? A stem at the bottom if you'd like of the tree. Totally up to you. If you want to add that, you don't have to. But just looks kind of nice. Okay, so let's move on to our next design. Okay, so for our next one, we're gonna do an ornament. So I'm just gonna grab my tape to trace a circle. Bring it down just a little bit. I'm gonna trace the inner circle, like so. And then I'm just gonna do a little rectangular top that we can fill in after. And you're gonna do just the same kind of thing. So with this one, I would have a lot of these kind of curved around, going in a circle, so they're not just straight. So have a lot of these just curving with the shape of the bulb. Okay, but you're just gonna fill it in with all your different foliage. Relax and have fun with it. All right, and there we go. There is our second one. So I am gonna add gold to this one as well at the end. Okay, let's do our final design, which is going to be a fun snowflake, but foliage. So for this, you're going to want to get your ruler out and your pencil. Okay, so we're going to go about halfway down, divide it in half, and we're gonna do an even line going across like that. Make sure you have an idea of how long that is. Then you're going to tilt it. We're going to do 3 lines for our snowflake. Point to point, like so. Okay. Now using a ruler really makes it look a lot more symmetrical than just freehanding it. So really try and use your ruler to make sure that they are all the same length. Okay, so for this one, the main lines here are going to be the bigger foliage, so probably the darker greens, and then you can have smaller ones after. If you actually want to do the lines in between really lightly, so maybe half of the size, or like just a slight difference in length. So maybe I'll just go, it's like a 1/2 inch difference. Okay. Oops, make sure it's going right through the center. Like that. And then you can start placing your foliage. So I'm going to grab my dark green to start. And I'm going to just start by placing a couple of these darker green stems at the top. So I'm making sure to keep it the same height and length. The tip of the leaf matches the tip of that line, the end of that line. So it's not going any further. So it won't be uneven going around. Then I think I'm going to do some of the berries, maybe just a couple little dots like this around the base of those leaves. Like that. Then I'm going to do a couple more of those leaves, just maybe like really tiny, just to fill that line. And the way I'm getting these tiny little leaves is I'm literally just tapping the tip of my brush, I do a little line and then tap, tap, tap. Did I do, yeah, I was like, did I do that on the right one? There we go. Really tiny. Like that. Okay, and this doesn't have to be completely symmetrical, like the leaves don't have to be exact. I'm going to do, I think, some of the pine on these. So I'm actually going to go right up here and I'm just going to do little pine needles going for the center or the lines in between. I might do a couple more red berries just around the top here just to fill it up a little bit. The trick with this one is you don't want to overdo it because you want it to still look like the foliage and you want it to look like a snowflake, right? If it becomes not symmetrical, it doesn't look as snowflake-like. So you got to be a little bit like careful with it. I'm going to try and do like a little red center here, like it's a little flower. I should have left a little bit more space, but that's okay. But it still looks cute. And then if you wanted to, you could always do a couple, you know, more small ones around where they're very simple. Okay, and there we go. So there is our last simple design. So now what I like to do is I like to get gold watercolor. I have this gold one right here, and I like to freehand a border around all of my cards. I just find that it looks really nice when you do that. And if you also want to, you can, you know, add some gold dots to it, just so it looks, you know, a little shiny. Doesn't have to be completely symmetrical for these ones, but just a little bit of shimmer on the actual piece too. Looks really nice. Looks a little bit like snowflakes, gold snow. Maybe right in the middle there too. And then I like to do just a free-handed border. You can use, you know, a ruler or tape, but I think it looks really nice when you freehand. Now, obviously, I also have a lot of space at the bottom here. This is where I like to write my message. So I'll do that after we do all the borders. Okay, so now that I've done the border on these, I just want to make sure that I erase the pencil marks over here. Make sure that it's dry first. I've made that mistake too many times. I'm just going to erase the edge going around, not the top. And then, like I did with the snowflake one, I'm going to grab a little bit more of my gold, do some gold dots on here. And I'm also going to fill in the top part right here, the top of the ornament. Now to get a little bit of like a shimmery shadow almost, I'm going to add just a little bit of brown at the sides here. So it looks like there's a bit of a shadow on the bulb, the topper, like that. See how that kind of helps? Okay, and then I'm going to continue with little gold embellishments. You could always do silver too if you wanted. Whatever you'd like to do. And then the same thing with my tree. Just a little bit of gold. You could always do the star at the top. I love these. I think they look so cute, and they're like such a nice little package of 3 designs that go well together and just so simple to do and relaxing and fun. So definitely write a message at the bottom. For this one, I'm just going to quickly, I'm like just putting my fingers in the wet gold paint. I'm just going to do a little line here. And then a little bow, like so. And then once everything is dry, you're going to write your messages. Okay, and there are our 3 holiday designs. I would love to send one of these cards to you. So all you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to my channel, give this video a like, and comment down below maybe one of your favorite holiday traditions, and I will pick 3 winners to each receive one of these holiday cards from me this year, and I will list more details in the description below.
Thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed our holiday cards for today. I will see you back here on Wednesday for our second tutorial. Have a great day, guys. Bye.